Unpacking your children's elite private academy uniforms in your stunning new villa in Norway, fully expecting your massive corporate compensation package to instantly secure their seats at the city's, for example in Oslo's premier international school, only to discover the waitlist is 3 years long, forcing your teenagers into a local public system where competitive grading is culturally discouraged. Gifted programs are virtually illegal, and your child's Ivy League trajectory feels completely derailed by Norwegian egalitarianism, will instantly plunge your family into a state of deep academic panic. Welcome to Norway Perspectives. I am Erik Christensen from the NLS Norway Relocation Group. Today we are exposing the devastating Norwegian Education Trap and why importing your global assumptions about private schooling, academic competition and purchasing educational access into Norway will trigger a massive cultural and logistical crisis for your children. For highly successful expatriates arriving from aggressively competitive educational markets like the United States, United Kingdom or elite Asian hubs, securing premium schooling is simply a transactional exercise in wealth and real estate. You assume that if you have the capital, you can simply write a massive tuition check to bypass the public system, or buy a house in a specific zip code to guarantee placement in a hyper-competitive top-tier academy. You naturally assume that academic excellence is rewarded with separation, that your high-performing child will be placed in advanced placement classes and fast-tracked for global university success. Norway operates under a drastically different, fiercely egalitarian and state-mandated educational philosophy known as the enhetsskole in Norwegian, the unified school system. The massive cultural shock triggers violently because, in Norway, education is not a consumer product you can buy, and academic elitism is actively dismantled at the institutional level. The first devastating reality hits when foreign executives attempt to buy their way into the international school system. While Oslo possesses a handful of excellent international schools offering the IB curriculum, their capacity is strictly capped. Because of the massive influx of global talent, these schools have uncompromising multi-year waiting lists. Your C-suite title and your willingness to pay double tuition mean absolutely nothing to the admissions office. You cannot bribe, donate or network your way to the front of the line. When the international school doors are closed, expats are forced into the Norwegian public school system, triggering the second, far more severe psychological shock, the complete absence of academic competition. In the Norwegian primary and lower secondary system, in Norwegian that's barneskole and ungdomsskole, standard global metrics of success are essentially banned. Children do not receive official formal grades until the 8th grade. There are no valedictorians, no academic honor rolls, and no gifted and talented tracking programs. If your child is a math prodigy, they will not be accelerated into a higher grade. Under the Norwegian social code of janteloven, they will likely be asked to sit with the struggling students and help them learn. For a hyper-competitive expat parent terrified about their child's future admission to Oxford or Harvard, this egalitarian environment feels like academic sabotage. Parents who aggressively demand specialized advanced tutoring from the local school principal or complain that their child isn't being pushed hard enough are routinely met with sheer bewilderment. In Norway, the primary goal of early education is not to produce a cutthroat academic superstar. It is to produce a socially cohesive, empathetic, and independent citizen. Pushing against this cultural bedrock will instantly alienate your family from the local community and the school administration. Furthermore, your housing location dictates your educational destiny. Norway operates on a strict, Norwegian say Nærskoleprinsippet, the neighborhood school principle. Your child is legally bound to attend the specific public school assigned to your street address. If you sign a multi-year lease on a luxury waterfront apartment without thoroughly auditing the municipal school zones, you may inadvertently lock your child out of the specific public schools that offer bilingual support programs or international or IB integration. Navigating this hyper-egalitarian, deeply localized educational landscape requires absolute strategic dominance long before you sign a housing contract. It requires a complete psychological shift in how you measure academic success and flawless timeline architecture to secure the few available alternative pathways. This is exactly why dedicated family and education support is a critical foundation of any global relocation, not an afterthought. A successful transition requires aggressively auditing international waitlists a year in advance, strategically aligning your real estate acquisition with highly specific municipal school zones, and understanding how to navigate the complex transition into Norwegian high schools. In Norwegian, that's videregående skole, where competitive grading finally and fiercely begins. A successful international assignment relies on protecting your children's future just as much as your corporate mandate. Do not let a misunderstood educational philosophy trigger an academic crisis that forces your family to abandon their Norwegian experience. Visit our website at nlsnorwayrelocation.no, to learn more about how to navigate the complex Scandinavian schooling matrix. And I will see you in the next episode.